the scientists tell us that there was this big bang and the bang created the world. Can anything get made by itself? Well, the biggest scientist in history, Isaac Newton, he was a firm believer in God. And his faith was that this world is so astonishing. By studying the world, I increase my appreciation for God. So, the seventh secret to awaken your best self is to exalt the ordinary moment to the extraordinary moment. To live each moment to the full. To do every little bit as if it is the service of God. In other words, to develop we have the opportunity to become aware of the miracle of God all around. But what deadens us to this is we want the miracles packaged in the way we want. And when it is not in the way we want, we kind of find difficulty in realizing how astonishing this is. There was one boy, he was about to graduate from school. His father was a billionaire. So he said, "Papa, what gift will you give me for my graduation ceremony?" Papa said, "Beta, I will give you a Bhagavad Gita. It will provide you wisdom for these turbulent college years and your life ahead." "Oh, what an awful papa you are. Is that the way to behave with your child? I'm graduating from school and all you can think of this Bhagavad Gita. I need a racing car. I want a Ferrari from you for my birthday, for my graduation." Papa said, "I will think about it." So after graduation, when he came home, "Where is my graduation gift?" His papa said, "Beta, here it is." He handed the Bhagavad Gita, the song of God, to him. That boy was so annoyed. He said, "This older generation, they have no appreciation for the feelings of the youth. My mind was set on that Ferrari and he can afford 1,000 Ferraris. He can't even hand one to me." So he threw the Bhagavad Gita there and stomped out of the house. "I'm severing my relationship with you." Now he went off here, he went off there, etc. And the father was thrown into a pool of gloom. "My child has left me. I loved him so much." He was searching here and there. Where did my child go? After 1 year, that boy thought, "Let me return and see how is my family doing." When he reached back home and 3 o'clock in the afternoon, the mother opened the door. He said, "How are you? How is my father?" The mother said, "My child, you have come too late. At 9 in the morning, he departed from the world. He was so much in love with you, he could not bear the separation. And he was in such grief. Finally, he departed." That boy was moved to grief himself. He moved around the house, looking at the old things of his father, until in his room he saw the Bhagavad Gita, and then he remembered, this was the Bhagavad Gita that my father had handed me on the graduation ceremony, which ignited all those emotions in me. He lifted up the Gita. He opened it, and there he saw a receipt from the automobile shop. The receipt said, 1 Ferrari payment done in full. The father had actually purchased the Ferrari and gifted it along with the Bhagavad Gita. But the boy did not realize it did not have the packaging that he had wanted. And that is what turned him off so much. In the same way, we want God to package His graces in exactly the way we want. He has His own way of bestowing His mercy upon us. And that is why we deaden ourselves to the miracle of God which is happening, whether we like it or we don't like it. So, the seventh secret then to awaken your best self is what? To exalt the ordinary moment to the extraordinary moment. To live each moment to the full. To do every little bit as if it is the service of God. In other words, to develop bhav. So how will you develop this bhav? We do it like the great saints do it, who say, Jit dekhu tit sham mai hai. Wherever I look, I see the form of Lord Krishna. Or Siya Ram mai sab jag jani. Wherever I look, I see the image of my Sita Ram. So how did these saints develop such astonishing bhav? By bringing God back into the picture. Somebody said, Swamiji, I knew the last secret will have God in it. The whole point is to bring God back into the picture. Either you do pranayam like this or you do like this, but you have to catch the nose. So first of all, we need to understand how was this world made? Where do you enter into the realm of God? Now little children ask me often, who is God? Ram is God, or Sham is God, or Shiv is God, or Durga is God. Even the grown-ups ask, who is God? Or some people say, why do we have so many gods? I say, how can there be so many gods? Who is God? The Brahma Sutra, the first sutra states, Athato Brahma Jigyasa, now inquire into the nature of God. And the second sutra states, Janmadhyasyataha, who is God? He who has created the world. So, God is He who has created the world. There is one creator. Then how can there be so many gods? There is one God. All the Vedas are saying, Ekameva dvitiyam brahma, ekam sat vipra bahudha vadanti, ekam santam bahudha kalpayanti. There is one God. Eko hi rudro na dvitiyayatasthur. However, that God is all powerful. So because He is all powerful, He is not limited to one form. He can make as many forms of His as He likes. You cannot do it. Swamiji, I cannot come for your lecture. I have got an office meeting. No, why don't you have one form there and one form here? That's not possible for me. Because you are not God. You may keep on saying, Aham Brahmasmi, Soham Shivoham, but you are not God. God is all powerful, and hence He is not limited to one form. He can make so many forms of His. They are not different gods. They are different forms of one God. Some people say, in other religious traditions, they have just one God, and here you have got so many. How complicated? The subtler the knowledge becomes, the more complicated it becomes. When you first studied general science in school, in grade 3, it was one subject. But then later on, when you went into grade 6, 7, then it became 3 subjects, physics, chemistry, biology. And in grade 10, it became 10 subjects. So the subtler knowledge becomes, the more its branches. You go into college, science is divided into 1,000 subjects. So similarly, the knowledge of God is so detailed that you have the different forms of God. But God is He who has created the world. But Swamiji, the scientists tell us that there was this big bang, and the bang created the world. Well, the biggest scientist in history has been Isaac Newton, because he is the one who launched this whole technological revolution. So Newton, whose laws we studied in school, he was a firm believer in God. And his faith was that this world is so astonishing. By studying the world, I increase my appreciation for God. And he looked on science as a means for enriching his devotion. So Newton firmly believed that there is a God who has created this world. But his friend believed that there was a big bang, and the bang created the world. Then Newton thought, let me open the eyes of my friend. He created a model of the solar system. Now the sun and the 8 planets. So he set it all in motion. His friend came and he saw that. So Newton's friend asked, fellow scientist, he said, wow, who has done this? Newton said, nobody has done this. What do you mean nobody has done this? I mean, I was working on my study table and there was a big bang. I looked around and that had got created. And Newton's friend said, whom are you kidding? How can this be created by a bang? You must have made it. Newton said, look, it goes against your common sense to accept that a small model of the solar system got created by a bang. And you want me to believe that the actual thing got created by a bang. This requires a creator. The actual thing also requires a creator. That creator is God. Yato va imani bhutani jayante yena jatani jivanti yat prayantya bisamvishanti. The Taittiriya Upanishad says, it is from God that this world has been created. It is in Him that it is situated. And it is in Him that it merges at the time of dissolution to again manifest by His desire. Can anything get made by itself? Now come down to this point. Let us say there's a wonderful vase. Earthen pot. How did it get made? Swamiji, it got made from mud. No, it did not get made from mud. Yes, it did. Really? So there's mud outside in the lawn. You go and sit in front of the mud and say, Mitti Devi, Ghada ban jao. The mud will not become a pot, but people will declare us to be nutty. No, Swamiji, you need the mud, but you also need the instruments of the potter. All right, let's give you all the instruments. Now will the pot be made? It will still not be made. Why? You need the potter as well who will handle the instruments. What does that mean? You need raw material. You need the instruments. You need somebody who's using the instruments. So let us say you have a potter. Now will it get made? It will still not get made. Why? Take this Chinese vase outside to a little village 50 miles from Dallas, and in that village ask the potter, can you make this vase? No. Why? You don't have the instruments. I do. Then what's the problem? You know, I'm a village potter. I make ordinary pots, and these kinds of pots, I don't have the knowledge to make them. You see, he had the instruments. He was a maker, but he did not possess the knowledge. That means to make the pot, you also need knowledge. Now, supposing the knowledge is there, now will it get made? No, it will still not be made. Ramesh, did you eat food? No, Swamiji. Why? You did not have the raw material. I did. Then you did not know how to cook. I knew how to cook. Then why did you not eat? I said, who will cook today? Let me sleep. I'll cook it tomorrow and eat. You see, he knew how to make it, but he did not have the desire to make it. So you need the material, the instruments, the maker, the knowledge and the desire to make a simple earthen pot. So supposing the desire is there, now will it get made? It will still not get made. Ramesh's friend Dinesh has gone to Haridwar to bathe in the holy Ganga. So he's taken off his clothes, he's put a towel and he's standing by the river side. And Ramesh is in the river. Come, Dinesh. Dinesh says, no. What is the problem? You don't want to bathe. Oh, I want to bathe. You don't know how to bathe? I know how to bathe. Why aren't you coming? The water is too cold. I'm feeling scared. You see, the desire is there, but he is not doing the sankalp, the firm resolve. So, you need the resolve. After that, you need the kriya. The Nyaya Darshan says, Jnana janya bhaved ichha, ichha janya bhaved kriti, kriti janya bhaved cheshta, cheshta janya kriyochyate. It states that to make anything you need 6 shaktis. Jnana, ichha, cheshta, kriya, etc. So if you say that this world got made by nature, then nature must have all these 6 shaktis. And if nature has got these 6 shaktis, then what we are saying is God, you are saying is nature. There is no difference. And if you say nature doesn't have these 6 shaktis, then there is one God who has made it. So what we need to do now is, when you bring God into the picture and develop bhav.
For the upliftment of mankind, Jagadguru Shree Kripaluji Maharaj, who was an embodiment of spiritual knowledge and divine bliss, extracted and reconciled the wisdom from the enormous ocean of Vedic scriptures to spread Maharaji's mission to planetary scales. Swami Mukundananda has undertaken a monumental task of building Jagadguru Kripalu University. Understanding the needs of present-day humanity, Swamiji's vision combines cutting-edge scientific disciplines with ancient Vedic wisdom, making JKYog a one-of-a-kind blend. The university will encompass the areas of Vedic philosophy, yoga, contemporary sciences, technologies, holistic medicine and arts. Construction of this millennial complex is at full swing on a 100-acre land in Odisha, India. It will play a crucial role in uplifting physical, mental and spiritual well-being of millions of people worldwide. Donate or raise funds for this noble cause. Every contribution will have a huge impact.